What's up, y'all? It's your boy Numjo back at it again with another discussion for you for today for the channel. And today's discussion, I kind of want to talk about the VR headsets that are coming out for 2023 and the games that are going to come out for the VR headsets of 2023. As some of you may or may not know, Sony is going to bring out the PlayStation VR2 for February of 2023, which is actually pretty close to my birthday, by the way. And looking at the specs and hardware, it looks pretty good so far, and the games that are supposed to come out for it seem like they have a lot of potential. Obviously, there's a lot of people that are kind of upset with the headset right now because of the pricing for it, which is pretty much like at least $549 in American, and I think $749 in Canada, which is where I live, by the way. And really think about it, it's not really not as bad, the worst thing that could ever happen, to be honest with you. Because if you really look at the specs for the VR2, it looks like it has a lot more power than all the other headsets that have ever been seen. And the fact that it's going to have all these features and stuff. And to be honest, you're looking at it for like a $549. That just doesn't sound like a bad of a deal in my opinion. Obviously, it's going to be a lot of money, but it's understandable. It's better than paying $1,000. If you really think about it, it is what it is. Also, another reason why I'm kind of excited for the VR2 than I have been before is because the fact that it could be a lot more better than PlayStation VR1 that came out back in 2016. And to be honest with you, the PS VR1 wasn't the worst thing ever. But at the same time though, what actually killed the PS VR1 was because how bad the controller was, and the fact you had to use the PSVR Move controllers to move around the headset and move it, and the DualShock controller is pretty much what kind of like, not killed it, but kind of like slowed it down a little bit and not really taking the VR industry seriously. I mean, I know like it was one of the best things that kind of sold a lot and it kind of made a lot of money, but if you look at something like the PSVR2, there's a good chance it'll be a lot more better and will have a stronger lineup than VR1. Now, I'm not really going to go around and say that the PSVR2 will be a lot more better than the Oculus headsets, let alone the Valve Index, because I never really tried those out before, so I can't really talk about those right now. But I'm really confident that PSVR2 will still be great, and I have high hopes that the lineups and all the games that will come out throughout the years will make it worth it. Especially how better the controller will be compared to PSVR1. I can definitely see VR2 being good, if not great. Now, even though it's going to come out the same month as my birthday, I probably won't get it until around at least March or April, depending if they're not going to be sold out or not. Because I really think about it, I really highly doubt that VR2 will have the same shortages issue as the main PS5. Because I know back in 2020, both PS5 and Xbox Series were pretty hard to get. Most because that the hardware that was being used in it was pretty much going over for crypto and Bitcoin. And I don't know if that's like the main reason why the shortages were the reason, but I think like the whole lockdown and the whole like lack of staff that they were going for to make the hardware for PS5 and Xbox Series. But recently it's gotten a lot better. Like it's a lot more easier to go buy a PS5 or an Xbox Series S or X. A lot more easier than it was back in 2020 and 2021. And I feel like PSVR2 will be it's just a lot more easier to go pick up in the store and stuff. And I kind of have high hopes that it won't suffer any like shortage issues. Hopefully they'll stay away when it comes out in February. Another part I want to end this video with is pretty much all the games that are going to come out for PSVR2. Because so far, there's going to be like a few launch titles for the game so far, such as Star Wars Tales of the Galaxy's Edge, which already came out for Oculus, I believe, but we're actually getting like a PSVR2 version of that. So that should be pretty interesting. I'm always a big sucker for Star Wars video games, so seeing a VR game for PSVR2 should be pretty interesting, and I can't wait to play that game. Another game that I'm pretty interested for the PSVR2 is Firewall Ultra. That's supposed to be like another launch title. It's supposed to be a first-person shooter game for VR, and that sounds interesting enough. And I always want to see a VR game that would play like with those type of controls that the PSVR2 are going to have. So this should be a very interesting game to benchmark on. I'm pretty excited to see how it goes out. Horizon Call of the Mountains is another game that's supposed to come out for launch. I think that's actually going to be one of those games that's going to be bundled. Or actually going to be like a separate bundle, more like it. Now, I'm not really too much of a big fan of the Horizon games. I never played the Forbidden West yet. I actually played the first game, but I kind of like called it quit because I got a little bit bored of it, and pretty much the game got a little bit over repetitive. So I pretty much got to stay away from that game. I mean, I could go back and play those games again if I want to, but I'll probably wait till the time is right for that. So it doesn't mean I don't hate the games. I just feel like I have other games to play. But I feel like Call of the Mountain will be one of those games that will be a pretty great benchmark for the PSVR2. Now, I know there's going to be a lot more other games for PSVR2 that I didn't really bring up yet, since the games I actually mentioned are pretty much the only three that I actually am more hyped for VR2. But I will say this. If the VR2 is successful and does well, then I definitely expect the games that are going to be made for it moving forward will make the hype more worth it, and will bring more people that will buy the PSVR2 for their PS5s. And if we're lucky, I definitely expect that we'll probably get like a driver for the PC in case people want to use the VR2 for the PC. Either it's going to be made by Sony or someone else or a modder. I can definitely expect to be compatible on PC at some point, even if we have to do it by force. Other than that though, I'm pretty excited for the PlayStation VR2 when it comes out next year, and I highly believe that it'll have a lot more stronger support than the PSVR1 did. And that's pretty much all I can say in this video right now, part of that. Anyways, if you guys like this video and you're pretty much excited for PSVR like me, be sure you like, comment, subscribe, follow me on TikTok, which I'll probably have the link down below. And I hope you guys have a good day. Bye.